Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to our science class. Hope you all are fine, right? In our last class, we studied about the lesson soil, right? We revised. Okay. So today we are going to study about the lesson 9 respiration in organisms. Okay. See, there are a number of processes going inside our body, right? Can you name some of them? In your previous class, you may studied, right? Can you say that? Yes. Metabolism, responsiveness, movement, growth, digestion, excretion, and respiration, etc. Right? So, in this, have you heard of respiration? Today, we are going to study about respiration in organism. Okay. See, all living organisms need energy to live. Okay. Plants obtain energy from the food they make. Okay. So animal obtain energy from the food they eat. So these all, see, we studied in nutrition in animals, nutrition in plants, right? So you must know that our body is made up of cells. That also already we studied, right? So all organisms are made up of a number of cells. Okay. Each of these cells break down food and obtain energy. Okay. Each of these cells break down food and obtain energy. Okay. But the key ingredient for this process is oxygen. Okay. What is the key ingredient for this process? That is oxygen. Okay. So cells require oxygen to break down food and obtain energy. Okay. Cells require oxygen to break down food and obtain energy. Right. So the first step in respiration is inhalation or breathing. Okay, what is that? Inhalation or breathing in. Okay, the air that breathe in has about 21% of oxygen. Okay, so how many percentage? 21% of oxygen. Okay, so the intake of air rich in oxygen is called inhalation. Okay, so can you mark the answer? What is question? What is inhalation? The intake of air rich in oxygen is called inhalation. Okay, the intake of air rich in oxygen is called inhalation. The next step in a series of chemical reaction, okay, which helps in release of energy. In this process, many enzymes and catalysts are involved. Okay, in this process, many enzymes and catalysts are involved. Okay, so now do you know what are catalysts? Okay, the word catalyst, the substance that are added to speed up the reactions or to make it fast are called catalyst. Okay, so enzymes, you know that. Okay, the enzymes secretes in our mouth also, salivary glands secrete something, right? Saliva, that you know that. These are enzymes. So now the catalyst is a new thing, right? So what is that? The substance that are added to speed up the reactions or to make it fast are called catalyst. Understand everyone? So when food is broken down to give energy, okay, when food is broken down to give energy, so the reaction produces water and carbon dioxide. The reaction produces water and carbon dioxide. Okay, so the carbon dioxide is not good for our health. Okay, it is toxic to the body, so it should be moved out. Okay, the removal of air rich in carbon dioxide is called exhalation or breathing out. That you know that, right? So what is exhalation? The removal of air rich in carbon dioxide is called exhalation or breathing out. Okay, so by this process, the respiration is completed. Okay, so now you know that the removal of the intake of air rich in oxygen is called inhalation. The removal of air rich in carbon dioxide is called exhalation. Okay. Now you might be confused between the two terms, breathing and respiration. So now what is breathing and what is respiration? So the breathing is the process of intake of air rich in oxygen and giving out air rich in carbon dioxide. Okay, that is one of the involuntary action controlled by the brain. Understand that? See, but the respiration is the process of releasing energy from the breakdown of food. Okay, so what is breathing and what is respiration? Breathing is the process of intake of air rich in oxygen and giving out air rich in carbon dioxide. Okay, but the respiration is the process of releasing energy from the breakdown of food. Okay, so let's learn the difference between breathing and respiration. So what is breathing? It is the process of inhalation and exhalation. Okay, and also it is a physical process. This happen only inside our body, right? So there is no chemical reactions takes place. Okay, only an exchange of gases is involved. But in respiration, it's a series of chemical reactions that results in the release of energy. Okay, by the oxidation of food molecules. But in breathing, there is no enzymes or other catalysts are involved. But in respiration, enzymes and other catalysts are involved. Okay, in respiration, enzymes and other catalysts are involved. Okay, but in breathing, it takes place outside the cells. But respiration takes place inside the cells. In breathing, no energy is released during this process. But in respiration, energy is released during this process. Okay, so can you see the difference between breathing and respiration? Breathing is the process of inhalation and exhalation. It is a physical process. There is no chemical reactions takes place. Okay, only an exchange of gases is involved. But in respiration, it's a series of chemical reactions that results in the release of energy by the oxidation of food molecules. Okay, and in breathing, what is the second point? There is no enzymes or catalysts are involved. But in respirations, enzymes and other catalysts are involved. Okay, so in breathing takes place inside the cells, respiration takes place, sorry, the breathing takes place outside the cells, respiration takes place inside the cells. In breathing, no energy is released during this process. Okay, but in respiration, energy is released. Okay, that is the difference between breathing and respiration. Understand that? So next, let's see respiratory system in animals. Okay, so the basic process of respiration is similar in all plants and animals and results in the release of energy. Okay, so the respiration is the process of breakdown of food in the cells with the release of energy. So respirations mainly takes place in the cells of an organism. Okay, the respiration mainly takes place in the cells of an organism. Okay, in animals there are a variety of respiratory system. Okay, but how do unicellular organisms respire? They they only have one cell. Okay, so do they have any special parts for respiration? No, the single celled organism exchange gases through their cell membrane. Okay, the single celled organism exchange gases through their cell membrane. Okay, so oxygen is absorbed from water or air, and carbon dioxide is released by diffusion. Okay, the oxygen is absorbed from water or air. Okay, and carbon dioxide is released by diffusion. Okay, what is diffusion now? Diffusion is nothing but the movement of substance from higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay, also what is diffusion? Diffusion is nothing but the movement of substance from higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay, so about 21% of percentage of air is oxygen, but there is only about 0.5 percentage of oxygen is in water at normal temperature. Understand? About 21 percentage of air is oxygen, but there is only about 0.5 percentage of oxygen is in water at normal temperature. Okay, so animals that live in water need special organs that help in respiration. Okay, so first let's see how animals respire through their. See here, uh, in animals such as earthworms and leeches, this is the leech. Okay, leeches, exchange of gases takes place through the moist skin. Okay, see, you can see that. See here, the slimy surface of the skin. Okay, through the skin it absorbs the oxygen and release the carbon dioxide. Okay, this is the earthworm. Okay, and this is leech. Okay, so the earthworm and leeches, exchange of gases takes place through the moist and slimy surface of the skin. Okay, so but in amphibious, what is this? Frog, right? See here, that are animals that can live both in land and water. Okay, this is the frog. The frog also live both in land and water. Okay, and newts and salamander. Okay, these all respire. Here also the same. Okay, through the skin. That means it live in land and water. Okay, so but only when they are in water. Okay, and when they are on land, it takes place through the lungs. Okay, when they are in water, these animals, okay, respire through the moist skin. Okay, but when it is in land, it takes place through the lungs. Understand? So it has the lung cells. Okay, this is frog. Okay, what is this? This is newts. Okay, and some animals respire through air holes. Okay, so see here, this respiration can also takes place through their air holes. Okay, this happens in animals such as insects. Which are the animals? This is grasshopper, right? So cockroach, butterfly, moth beetles, these are all the organisms. It can respire through the air holes. Okay. So the respiratory system of an insect is known as the tracheal system. What is the name of that? You can see the blue line, right? That is trachea. So the respiratory system of an insect is known as the tracheal system. Okay. So it is made up of spiracles and trachea. Did you see the spiracles and trachea both? It is mentioned clearly. Okay. So it is made up of spiracles and trachea. Okay. An insect takes air through tiny holes called spiracles. So what is spiracles? An insect takes air through tiny holes called spiracles. Okay. So an insect takes air through tiny holes called spiracles. You are looking the holes in the picture clearly, right? Which are located on the body. Okay. So these spiracles open into narrow tubes called trachea. Okay, trachea, can you see? This spiracles open into narrow tubes called trachea. The trachea forms a network in the entire body. Okay, the trachea forms network in the entire body through which air is supplied to every part of the body. Okay, through the trachea, the air is supplied to every part of the body. Okay, so the oxygen is absorbed inside the body and carbon dioxide rich air is sent out through the spiracle. Okay, the oxygen is absorbed inside the body and carbon dioxide rich air is sent out through the spiracles. Okay, next let's see the respiration through the gills. What is this? Fish, right? So the fish and other aquatic animals use gills to take up oxygen and dissolve in water and expel carbon dissolved in their blood. Okay, carbon dioxide dissolved in their blood. Okay, so aquatic animals. Okay, so gills have many infolding, right? You can see in the pink color, right? And are made up of a large number of thread-like structure. Okay, that is called capillaries. What is the name of that? Capillaries. Okay, so which is well supplied with blood vessels. Okay, so it is well supplied with blood vessels. That is why it is red in color. So these gills help in the exchange of gases. These gills help in the exchange of gases. Okay, so have you seen to an aquarium? If you closely observe the movement of mouth and operculum, okay, the operculum is the part that cover the gills. Okay, so during inspiration or inhaling, the water enter through the mouth. It is given clear, enter through the mouth. It flows over the gills. Okay, this water flows over the gills and tiny capillaries absorb the oxygen. This capillaries absorb the oxygen and release carbon dioxide in the water. Okay, so but during expiration, the water is pushed out through the gills. Understand? During inspiration, the water enters through the mouth, it flows over the gills. Okay, and tiny capillaries absorb the oxygen and release carbon dioxide in the water. Okay, but during expiration, the water is pushed out through the gills. Understand? This here, these animals, these aquatic animals respire through the gills. Okay, see, the last one is respiration through lungs, right? You know that, human beings, correct? So we all have lungs, yes? So most mammals such as cats, dogs, monkeys, horses, human beings, etc. These all the animals respire through sac-like spongy organs called lungs. See, you can see clearly this is sac-like spongy organs called lungs. Okay, so the birds have lungs with air sacs. Okay, the birds also have lungs with air sacs. So the air sacs make the body of the bird lightweight. Okay, so why the bird is lightweight? Because the air sacs makes the body of the bird light in weight. Okay, this is an adaptation that helps birds to fly. Okay, that is why the birds help to fly. Okay, so we have seen that frogs respire with the lungs and skin, right? So the baby frogs also breathe through gills. Okay, the baby frog also breathe through gills. Okay, so did you understand about that? So here we have completed the respiratory system of animals. Understand? So how many animals we studied here? Understand or not? Okay, so here you can see that here which are the animals we studied. See there, first one earthworm. Okay, the earthworm as well as this leech respire through the skin, correct? Moist skin. Okay, and this this amphibians, the frogs, newts, salamanders, these also respire through skin when they are in water, but when they are on land, it respire through the lungs. Okay. Next we studied here through air holes. Okay. This butterfly, what are they? Cockroach. These all grasshopper. These all respire through air holes. Understand? And next we studied about what is that? Through gills. So most aquatic animals respire through the gills. Okay. And in the human beings, that means not only human being, cat, dog, horse, monkey, these all the animals respire through the lungs. Okay. So now we studied about respiratory system in the animals, different size. Okay. So the continuous portion we can study respiratory system in human. We can study in the next class. Okay. Thank you.